Welcome to The Eyes of Indigo with your infinitely curious hosts, Iris Carter and Margot Ross Sears. Our show is broadcast live at 9:30 p.m. Wednesdays. Socio-spiritual topics are laced with humor as we discuss weird stuff in a rational way. Learn more about us in our first episode, The Prequel. Shows are recorded and available on YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, iTunes, and other aggregators. A keyword searchable index is at iriscarter.com/EOI directory. Share ideas and comments in the program chat or by email. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share our show. Let us know you're here by typing your hello in the comments because we are thrilled to welcome you as we begin another adventure right now. Hi.
Happy holidays. Have a cool Yule. Festivus for the rest of us.
Yeah. There's Gigi Smith. Hello. Oh, you little pooch in the picture.
Sweet boy. Is that cute puppy?
Yeah. Can you believe this is the last show before Christmas and we've only got one other show before the end of the year?
Where has 2023 gone? Just boom. Yeah. It has flown by. Just last week it was January.
No, I'm still in August. I think of 2022 actually. Keep going. Year and a half gone. There's Linda. Hello, Linda. Hope you're doing well. So do let us know if you're there. It helps us because we don't see the actual threads. So if you can say hi, and I guess. Well, we'll run over a couple of, if we have to repeat, we can. But tonight's show, we're doing the psychic readings, and we do short readings and hit them as they come. But one of the things I wanted to say before we actually get into all that was, in this show, when we do it every month, typically some scammer, spammer, whatever comes on and they will address people that are watching from Facebook, and they'll say, Gigi Smith, contact me for a personal reading. Linda Chilton, contact me they'll read the name of who's in the audience and like put the message in the chat. Ignore
to sell you
them.
A reading.
Yeah, ignore them. It's first of all, I don't think it's legitimate readers. And if it is, poo on them. They can go get their own show. But if they...
what they're doing it's not ethical. Yeah.
No. And I think they would just take your money and run. So don't ignore those if they come up. The other thing is, typically, you'll find in any group reading session where people can come together, the people called together will start seeing a similar thread, and it's fascinating to see what comes out of these. Yes, Lisa, she says, good evening and happy solstice eve. Yes, I was just watching a little video earlier that was like talking about solstice, and it's like, yeah, it is. And I mean, it's just, I'm not ready for the end of the year. I'm ready for Christmas. Got all my gifts packed and everything. I'm wrapped and all that stuff. I'm amazed. I keep wanting to go shopping because I feel like I should be doing something. Yeah, but then it's like, but I'm not ready. I'm not here. And it's like 2024 really already. Wow. I mean, in some ways it's good. But
it is, and honestly, and you're not alone in how you feel about time flying by. And actually, I think that this is a symptom that's related to our topic last week as well, about being a multidimensional being.
Yeah,
and I think you're expressing. I don't know. I'm not you, but I think you're expressing one of the struggles of becoming more and more a multidimensional creature and being aware of multiple timelines. And apparently, some are still trying to catch up with others, such as the solar year going by is happening much faster.
You know, I had the most vivid dream last night that was really kind of cool, but I got to share it because it was just, I mean, I was I
Well,
was
there's a
in
teaching
a
here for anybody who's listening now or in the
I have
future
no
and
idea what it
recording.
is. Teaching
Yeah.
or something funny, one way or the other. Um, but it was like all of a sudden I was behind a bar, like a drinking bar, you know, and it was like tavern looking, very kind of dark, and there were tables where people would like come get a drink and go sit at a table or whatever. And there was a restaurant kind of out and on around the corner from, like we were attached, but people would come if they just wanted drinks specifically to this area. And I'm cleaning up and looking at the inventory and all this stuff, and I'm talking to somebody else who's working there, and this and like people came up and get drinks, and I had no idea what I was doing, but I was managing to get it done and finding the glasses I needed and this sort of thing. And then this guy comes up, and he's with another couple. Oh, he was so cute. He reminded me of John Stamos, but cuter.
Mm. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That very attractive. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and he was so nice. He was kind of flirty, but he he was like, they had been in before and bought this certificate or won a, it was like a prize kind of thing. The prize was you could buy this, your limited opportunities to buy this, package where you got like 2 bottles of wine and 4 glasses and 2 or 3 bottles or something like that, and maybe a couple of extra shots with it or whatever. And it was like $30 for the whole package. And he said, we want to turn that in and get this for tonight. And so I was looking, I was like, okay, well, which wines do you want? And trying to find the right bottles to go with it, and telling my partner who was working with me, you know, we're missing something here. And I looked over on the wall, like there was a little hallway that we had the bar, and then just beyond the bar was a hallway that like went to the restrooms. And there was a big poster on the wall, and it described everything that was in it because I couldn't, the coupon was too small to read. So I went over to the wall and I was looking, I was, oh, I know which one you got. And I walked back over, and it was this beautiful poster. I loved the design. And I was like, looking at how it had been put together and everything, and the list and the writing, and it had like a big tree on it and had these, it was just, I could see all that. And then at one point I went out to like kind of wipe down tables, and I was checking on customers, and is everybody okay, do you need anything else? And somebody had ordered food, and I went to the restaurant to get it. How fucking detailed do my dreams have to be? And I was like, okay, where am I, you know? And why am I here?
Whichever iris you did a quantum leap switch with, that meant she went somewhere else. Not necessarily took your place. Y'all could have caused a ripple effect and chased each other around based on need and taken each other's place while that iris was going to do an important mission. Well, I got a work shift. Can somebody take my spot? And you're like, I'll be sleeping during that time. So yeah, I can do it.
You know, if you haven't seen the movie Everything Everywhere All at Once,
Highly recommended.
you will understand my dream. And if you haven't watched 30 Coins on Max, HBO Max, I just finished 2 seasons, and it's like, I mean, it's got demons, quantum physics, alternate realities, spaceships. It's everything. I mean,
Conspiracy theory.
everything.
Of it. Yeah. Yeah.
It's amazing. Hey Edie, how are you?
My goodness, sweetie, your picture, you're getting thinner all the time. Congratulations.
Oh,
Ooh, that reminds me. What is next week's topic?
Ah, yeah, as long as I'm there. Let's see. The path taken, ours is journey.
Yes.
So yeah.
It's about Iris's weight loss journey and all of the ahas and shifts and stuff that happened to get her where she is. Those of you that have been with us since the beginning or near the beginning in September of 2020 is when we started this. You've been watching Iris slowly disappear. And how she's doing that and what it's brought to her and away from her and what her life is like now versus what it was like back then is fascinating and inspirational. So I finally got her to talk about it.
I'll talk about anything. I just want it to be interesting, you know.
It is. It's very, yeah, thank you. It's very interesting. Absolutely. Absolutely. So tonight's agenda is mini psychic readings. Yay. Little eyeballs.
A couple of dinglings.
Mm-hmm. It's just water, y'all, not vodka or tequila.
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Why not? Spirits for the spiritual. So,
At least it says we're woohoo.
Absolutely. So those of you that are familiar, please go ahead, start writing your questions in the chat that you would like answered. And those of you that are not familiar, it's a first come, first serve. So when your question shows up in the chat, that's the sequence that we'll address each reading. We usually spend anywhere from like 1 minute to up to 5 minutes on a question, depending on how complicated the answer is. If the answer is very complicated, we'll summarize it and advise you to contact us privately after the show or during the week or whatever. We both have private websites for that stuff. Iris is iriscarter.com. My website is indigoanswers.com. And and of course, Iris at Iris Carter, Margot at Indigo Answers. And but that doesn't happen every time, just in case. Normally, we spend about 1 to 5 minutes on answering each person's question in the order they came. When we're getting towards the end of the list, if you want to ask another question, you certainly can. You can pop back in for a second or third time and go through it that way and get more than one answer. If you are here tonight and you're not sure what to ask, which is a typical first question, if you got something going on in your life you want clarity about, sure, ask that. You can ask about finance, health, supernatural, past lives, future lives, your loved ones, your ancestors, your enemies, your coworkers. You can ask about world events in the U.S. or overseas. You can ask about anything in history if you like. You can ask about Akashic records. You can ask about your past lives. You can ask about supernatural stuff that was weird and you'd like an explanation of stuff that's happened to you or happened to someone else. These are all basic types of questions that we typically are sources of information of questions that we usually get. But if you're nothing is pinging for you there, a suggestion that we put out is ask, what do my spirit guides want me to know right now? And because we're all learning journeys, we're all in a process. So what do I need to know next?
I think more people have come on too. Ignore in Facebook if somebody's coming up asking for offering free readings. Ignore them, and then remember too that when somebody else is getting a reading, there's probably a message there for you. So we already
always
got yeah.
I'm going to caveat that there's always, it's not even possibly or normally. When you hear somebody else's reading, there's a version of that reading that's speaking for you or speaking for a loved one, and you can pass on the message.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're like, that's my sister's. Oh, the same thing happened to my dad, or my coworker. Yeah.
So
You're
Gigi,
you're a messenger too. Yeah,
when
hit
do
it.
you see my daughter's career getting off the ground? And is this new opportunity a good one? Hmm.
You feel inclined to answer that one, or we're tossing the ball at the moment?
Yeah. You know
Hot
what?
potato.
I'm
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 hearing
assuming.
yes and yes. I'm hearing they're both good.
Yeah, because the and it sounds like this new opportunity is a way to get the daughter's career off. It is a first step. Um, she needs to listen to her own little voice inside her head as she goes through. I mean, the job's going to be good. It's going to be learning experience. She's going to gain a lot from it. But as she goes through, there will be other opportunities that will pop up, and she needs to take advantage of that and listen to the voice. I think there might be a tendency to go, well, they gave me a chance and I'm enjoying it here and don't want to take a risk or whatever. But really listen to the voice inside when it says it's time to move on. She's going to get certain cues that it's now's the right time. Take it. Don't hesitate. But that's like a year or two down the road. She's got to start here and it's going to be good. But as long as she wants to keep going, she's got lots of room.
She does. All right, so I'm going to take the next question. If you can block Michael Portelli off of
Yes.
Facebook, he is soliciting for readings, and that is, we don't know who it is, and that is probably a spammer. It looks like a machine, actually.
Yeah,
A bot.
Michael, get your ass
Looks like.
off our
Okay.
page.
So I'm going to answer the next question while Iris is working with that. And Angela's question is, I'll be embarking on my 53rd trip around the sun Friday. How's this upcoming year looking for me? And I was reading just a second ago, and that's when y'all saw me grin really big right off the bat. Angela, it's going to be a stellar year, and the word stellar is key. Yeah, a little bit of off-world activity, and I am exaggerating by saying a little bit. It's going to be a lot. In a good way. Your extraterrestrial brothers and sisters are calling you home in a good way. That doesn't mean you're going to die. That means you're going to be experiencing stuff that most people don't. And it's going to be in a good way. It's a part of your path of enlightenment. It's a part of you going up in awareness and learning your cosmic purpose on the planet even more in depth. And you're going to find out that some of your cosmic purpose is beyond your home planet. Stellar, really, really stellar. There's a whole lot more information behind what I'm saying, but it's proprietary information, so I can only say so much. And it's killing me because, Angela, I know you would completely understand. Perhaps we should have a private conversation. If you want to email me or text me sometime, email or text me sometime, and I'm going to blow your mind in a private conversation because I know you're a confidential person. And I love the Grinch in the pink baby in the pink bubble and body towel. It's in the little Martian faces. Yeah, I know you're comfortable with the whole ET thing. And you're 24 is going to be a memorable year for the rest of your life in really amazing ways. Yeah. And by the way, that's true of a few billion people, not just Angela. But 24 will prove that on its own. I'm just stating what's already been brought to my attention. Thank you for giving me that opportunity to share. So the next question, Kelly Leshner.
Will I get back together with my ex? I'm not feeling it, Kelly. And I think that's
a good thing. Your ex brought you the life lessons and insights that relationship was supposed to. and it has run its course. There is a sense of familiarity and comfort between the two of you because you have shared experiences. However, that's not going to serve you or your ex. It's not going to benefit your ex either. Both of you need to take what you've learned from your old relationship with each other and move on and find someone else to dance with. Yeah. It's not that your ex is a bad person or anything like that. It's sort of like a third grader wanting to go sit in a first grader's class again. Dude, you've already done that. Move on. Yeah. Nothing wrong with the first grade class. It's just not for you anymore. You've graduated. Move on.
Yeah.
So,
okay, Lisa says, I just want to know what Spirit wants me to know.
Girlfriend, don't we all? Iris is trying to teach me that all the time. Do you want Spirit's consciousness and definition of this concept? Yes. And it's something you have to actually go get. Damn it.
Yeah, we assume too much. We get too hung up in our lingo here and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Which I just got big goosebumps because I think that's one of the things. Lisa, what Margot was referring to, I learned through Theta Healing, where somebody could say, I just want to be happy. Well, define happy. What makes you happy might not make somebody. What is happiness? And a lot of times we ask ourselves, well, what is happiness? And do I even know if I'm happy or not? You know, there's so many caveats that can go with that. And so what we do in Theta Healing is we go up to Creator and we ask for the download of the meaning of the word happy. And we want our definition to be the same as Creator's, and that we have the discernment about happiness and know what it feels like to feel happy, to know the feeling of feeling happiness, and have truth, wisdom, and discernment and understanding from Creator's perspective on all of that. And it's not like you immediately can rattle off that happy means da 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 like you're a Webster's dictionary, but it means that your subconscious gets that definition. And then when you actually start using those words again, they have a deeper meaning for you. They're not just vernacular. They actually there's something more substantial about the words that you get downloads on. And I think that is exactly what you need to do. That there are some miscommunications in what you're asking for. And I think Spirit wants you to know that sometimes what you think you're asking for and the words you're choosing aren't coming across the same way as what they're getting. And so to make sure that it's on the same level and same communication, and that you're not just boom, that it's actually flowing better, start asking. And you just ask for it out loud, that God, Creator, whatever you want to say, please teach me or remind me or give me the meaning of the word yada yada, and let my definition be the same as yours. And you'll, and when you do it enough, you'll start actually feeling the downloads. And if you want me to work with you on that, just let me know. But I think that's the communication needs to be clarified. So I hope that helps.
Squirming around over here. Thank you. That's brilliant. Yeah. Good clarity on that one. Linda Chilton says, any messages for me from spirit guides, ancestors, or past loved ones? And I was listening to the answer for that while Iris was translating her good information. And Linda, this information is coming from past loved ones, ancestors. And they're showing me that either you thought about it, or you said it, or you actually did it, or somebody close to you did it invited them to energetically participate in your holiday, your happy times, your dinner, or your meditation, or whatever. And they accepted the invitation. They will be there. They will be a part of the gift opening or the prayers, or if you have services or whatever is sacred to you, quiet time listening to music or playing music or singing or whatever, or meditating on the fireplace so that Santa Claus can get through. Yeah, whatever weirdness, pagan or otherwise, that you enjoy for the Yuletide holiday, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, and every other holiday that's also in here all around the world, winter solstice, and New Year. Oh wow, yeah, your guides and family want to be there for the midnight time in your time zone, and they will be. They're saying we heard you and we're going to accept the invitation. So you'll probably experience a really nice, high, loving vibration, and you won't really know why. And you might even be brought to tears or brought to giggles and not really know why. Well, that's because they're with you and the vibe is going to be really, really, really high. And good
It won't
on
be
you.
just the champagne, huh?
Right. It won't be just the whiskey and champagne. Not just the tequila talking. So, Allison is next.
I have so many questions, but I'd like to know what my guides need me to know right now, please. And thank you. Welcome, Allison. You're
Yeah,
I'm getting a sense that there's something in your life that you're hesitating on. It's like you're not sure, don't know whether or not this is the direction you want to go in, and how do I know that I'm doing the right thing? And Allison, does that, if you can respond? Yes. Okay. And that self-doubt, the questioning and not being sure, is because she said yes. I don't know if I showed that or not, but anyway, yeah.
it's okay.
That self-doubt is, ask yourself who that voice is. I don't think it could be your ego, but I'm thinking that voice is coming from somebody significant in your life, that it, like your father or a significant other or something. It's like you're hearing that voice, what you would think that they would say. So like a lot of times I'll try to do stuff and I'll hear a voice in my head and I'll go, who's that? And it's like, oh God, that's my mother. And I'll go away, that's, I'm not going to listen to that crap, because I'm just regurgitating what I had heard before.
Right.
So the next question would be, why not? What's keeping you from moving in that direction? If it's fear will keep you from doing a lot of things in your life. You have to, well, I can't tell you have to. Choosing to bypass the fear and move forward is going to help you stave off fear in the future. It takes a little bit of practice to make those first steps and do it, and feel free to move forward, and then go, well, the earth didn't open up, swallow me whole, so I guess I can keep doing that. And then the next time you have to make a decision about something, it gets easier and it gets easier and it gets easier. So I'm suggesting, if you've got something that you're wanting to move forward on, go ahead and do it. Give yourself permission, because it's your God-given divine right to do what you want to do. Fear is holding me back from being rejected by my kids. I can't make up my own whether or not to reach out to them or let them reach out to me first. You just answered your own damn question. I'm sorry.
Yes, you did.
If you want to reach out to them, you reach out to them. You
Because then you
cannot,
get credit for doing it. And even if they reject, you tried.
and you cannot be responsible for how anybody else feels. That is their
The most
decision.
important part.
You take care of you, and you be the person you want to be, and you be authentic to yourself, and they'll see that authenticity. If they think,
It might take a couple of times, and that's okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
and but you don't take it as rejection from them. They're still evaluating. And there are 3 R's that'll hold you back in this life: rejection, resentment, and regret. And if you're carrying around any of those, you're living in the past.
That's a hard stop. Yeah. All 3
Um,
are. Yeah.
so do what you feel like doing, be sincere in it, and give them space to grow without taking responsibility for their actions.
I'm hearing a little bit of a caveat. Sometimes people in your position are worried about reaching out to other people because they may or may not accept the contact, whether it's family or friends or anybody. And a really good psychotherapist piece of advice, if you're worried about dealing with the feelings and the grief, is, let's say the contact is rejected or ignored, and now you got to deal with your immediate feelings of sadness and anger, to be honest, and guilt or whatever. When you first realize that they're not taking you up on your first try, the therapeutic advice is, let's say you're going to make a phone call or a text, go ahead and make alternative plans for something to do that requires your focus, but not too much, not like writing a letter, such as go to a movie or cook something in the kitchen or watch a particular TV show or pick up a favorite book, something that can be picked up or put down if the person doesn't immediately respond, and give yourself a semblance of, okay, I'm moving forward with my life anyway. And do something besides force yourself, well, I was hoping we would talk during this hour. Have something in mind to do for that hour, just in case that time is not occupied the way you'd hoped. And give yourself a break. Cut yourself a break. Give yourself a plan B so that you're not quagmired in that initial reaction.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, the person might take you up on it. And the movie, the book, the drive, the bread or casserole that you were going to make, it can wait. Yeah.
Okay. Donna,
what are my spirit guides?
Yeah. What are my spirit guides trying to tell me now regarding my personal relationships with others?
Before I go on, there are some new people further on down in the in the list who are new. Hi, Kalisha, and a couple other people. If you have a question for us to read, if you have a question that you would like a psychic or intuitive read or psychic advice about, please you're saying reading, please. And yes, tell us, type your question. Type in the comment or in the chat, type what your question is. It'll pop up on our screens as well, and we'll answer it as we go down the list. We have comments and chats coming in from both YouTube and Facebook. So eventually we will get to yours in a first come, first serve basis. So please feel free. Those of you that have already asked a question, if you want to pop up at the bottom and throw us another question, you certainly can. And again, ignore people who offer free readings or offer to do any kind of reading in these chats as well. We suspect they are bots and or scammers.
I just
So
want to real
ignore them.
quick jump in, Allison, just to wrap up real quick in a couple of sentences. She says that she's been told by a family member that if she reaches out to her daughter, don't expect to hear anything back from her. And she is going to reach out to him. The last thing she wants to do is have any regrets, and appreciates it. And thank you, Allison. One thing I wanted to say though is, your daughter is, first of all, that message is coming from a family member, not from your daughter. Your family member cannot tell what your daughter's going to do. And second, your daughter, whatever you leave your daughter with, at least she'll know that you tried. So you've done what you can do, and it may take a while, but months down the
That
road, you might come around and realize, depending on her maturity level and all that stuff and her growth, she
the
might not
fact
be
that
ready
you
to hear it
reached
now,
out is
but
a message all by itself. Yeah.
yeah. So, okay. So back
That's a good
to,
piece of wisdom. Yeah, don't believe what other people say, even if they mean well. It's still secondhand interpretation. Yeah.
people
Go find
think.
out for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Donna wants to know what her spirit guides are telling her now regarding personal relationships.
Donna, you're doing the right thing, whatever it is. Some of your personal relationships need to be adjusted, changed. Some of them need to be shut down or graduated or completed or closed, whatever word you're comfortable with. Some of them. Others, it's time for them to change and become something else. And your spirit guides are showing me that you're doing it right. Some of these changes are baby steps. They're not happening, they're not changing overnight, and others are just bink. The next time you talk, everything is different. But they're telling me you're definitely on the right path. If you wanted information about a specific relationship, sure, jump in the chat and ask a specific, more specific question if you'd like. But you're doing the right thing. Whatever it is you're doing the right thing. Sherry says, what is the most important thing my spirit and guides want me to know right now?
You know Sherry, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I was kind of thinking on that while you were reading Donna and listening, I should say. And I heard that Sherry, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I get the sense that you're you're wanting to make changes or see things flow differently in your life, and it's almost like you're trying to force things to happen, or you're wanting it so badly, and then you're going, why isn't this changing, why isn't this happening, why, what do I need to do, kind of thing. And it's almost like you're trying too hard. You need to make a decision of what you want and go for that. Whatever change you're trying to make, or whatever choice you're trying to make, go for it, but also let up on the reins a little bit, because it's like the universe can't make things happen if you're constantly going, well, I want it now. Well, it didn't happen yet. I want it now. And I want, and it's like you're not in the flow. You're not, am I making sense? It's like
Yes.
you have to kind of relax and ride the waves instead of trying to swim against them. And that's what I'm getting, is like
You need to proactively relax into the flow.
and I know that
Proactively relax. Proactively flow. Yeah, but don't force it.
It's like, okay, this I've set my goal, leave it, let it percolate.
Yeah, like boiling water. Set it up to go and let it go. You'll know when it's time to step back in.
Okay.
So Kalisha is new here. Susan, hi. Heather is back again tonight. Hello, Heather. And Deborah Lackey asked a
Yeah.
really cool question that we have lots of good info for.
I've heard about a local rock crystal shop where the owner has bad juju and has a reputation of embedding his juju in his merchandise. Could someone do that at a grocery store? If yes, how do you avoid? Oh, Deborah.
We've got episode after episode.
Maybe we need to do that.
Well, we would if we could ever get a rock and crystal and stone show and how to smudge and all that stuff. If we could ever get those, every time we try, something comes up when we try those topics.
I'm gonna write that down there so I don't forget. And I just wanted to pop up.
There
Sherry
you
come
go,
back. Said,
Sherry.
stop opening the oven door to check on the pie. Yes, exactly. Okay.
Yes, that's a good analogy. So, Deborah, yeah, people can put their juju into inanimate objects, not just shop owners, like you pointed out, grocery store. Randomly, people pick up boxes, they pick up fruit and vegetables, they pick up cans, they pick up meat packages, bags, and they put them right back down again. And some of those people have some funky juju. Essentially, overall, you're protected from that when your vibration is not in harmony or harmonics with that low vibe. Okay. If your vibration is already medium or high, a low vibration that's attached to an object isn't going to bother you one bit. It's not even going to exist. So it's not like it's germs and they sit there and wait for you. Mm-mm. You have to match the vibration for it to stick or affect you. So if you have any object or food of any type, though, that you would like to, how did you put it, avoid getting somebody else's juju, there are ways to energetically protect yourself with projecting. A very popular one is a bubble of energy. It can be any color or it can be translucent or clear. And it acts like a filter of sorts. And anything you pick up and bring into your bubble, any object, books, food, bags, furniture, clothing, whatever, when you bring it into your bubble, the vibration goes up because inside of your bubble with you is all your good juju and everything you want to manifest in your spirit guides and angels and all that good stuff. That's one way to do it. And by the way, you can expand your bubble out to include other people, like loved ones. You can make your bubble so big that it includes your whole household. Wow, my nose is really going off. You can be real generous and make your bubble go around the whole planet and protect everybody. But those are whole big long discussions on how to do, or what's the mechanics of doing that. You can simply do it by intention, imagine it, meditate and visually project it, however you want to word that. That's one way to do it. If you want to clean or protect a particular object or food, there's smudging you can do. There are crystals and rocks that you can use. Generally speaking, black ones and white or clear ones are considered the most clear and cleansing. Selenite, apopkite, diamond, quartz are all considered like that, but also obsidian, kyanites, black kyanite, and so on, black jaspers. Those are all considered clearing, cleansing, grounding, removing of any juju, good or bad. It brings everything to a neutral. Those stones do. And there's more. There's salt water. There's moonlight. There's all kinds of things. Go ahead.
I was going to add, a lot of times, if you don't want to go through all of that, we have angels and guides and beings all around us. And when you're going shopping, You go, I'm going in with the intent of purchasing items, and I want those items to be free of any negative energy. I want these things to be only positive. The only thing is, you got to be careful then, because then you might want to go for that bag of candy and suddenly you don't want it anymore. And that's
You're
why,
drawn
because they're
to
going,
something else. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But when you go in, and also when you, like, if you're, say you're in a flea market and you're going around and you're looking at an item, if you pick up something and it's kind of like, oh, that's not as attractive as I thought it was, but I really like that, but it just feels weird, you can take the chance, or the be adventurous and go ahead and bring it home, but leave it outside and cleanse it like some of the ways that Margot was just talking about before you bring it in. Or you can just, kind of go tell your guide, I want this, clean it up. I'm going to come back and get it in a few minutes. And you walk off. And when you come back, see if it feels better to you. And, when you go through and after you make your purchases at the grocery store or whatever, as you're putting them in the car, bless them. Thank you, Creator, for these items. And
Words
all,
are power, just like stones and smudging and intention. Yeah.
and would I'm asking all my spirit guides and my angels to cleanse this stuff so that it will be healthy and provide nourishment to my family, and that it's all good stuff. And
That's
I'm leaving all
brilliant.
negative energy here. Go away. All negative energy is demanded to go away.
You just reminded me of some. Are you finished? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Are you
go ahead.
finished?
No. Yeah, I was thinking about going, but that's a whole nother episode, so I won't go any further.
Um, a habit that I used to do consciously, and now I do it unconsciously, that I even forget to talk about. Anytime you walk through any doorway, anywhere, a car door, a building door, a house door, a bedroom door, bathroom door, in an archway that's in somebody's garden, okay? Technically, they're called liminal spaces, and y'all have heard me mention that before. That's a magical place of transformation, but you can manifest like a mother in there. I set up a permanent for myself. I set up a permanent agreement with the universe that anytime I pass through a doorway, it's a blessing, and anything I'm holding, anyone who's going through with me, they too get blessed. It's a cleansing, clearing automatically. So when you're going in, out the grocery store door, or out of the farmer's market stall and out into the parking lot, there's little overhang. Even if it's open air, there's a little overhang with poles. You're still going to have to step out of their space and into the parking lot. That's a liminal space, even if it doesn't have a door. Any doorway, any passageway, anything you go through, that's an automatic cleansing, clearing restart if you want it to be. All right. That's going to act a lot like what Iris was describing with verbally or intentionally or silently blessing your food. You can set it up that it happens every time you walk through any doorway, anytime for the rest of your existence, or at least on this earth. Yeah. I forgot about that.
And I want to
do it
add too,
automatically.
the guy that's putting bad juju in his crystal shop, it's going to come back and bite him in the ass. So,
If it's not your vibe, you're not going to pick up those contaminated objects. Yeah.
yeah. Okay. So Felicia asked for reading. Maybe it's coming up further down, so we'll get to that. Let's see.
It is. She actually is the next
Yeah,
one.
okay.
And
Yeah.
is this relationship worth fighting for?
Oh. Oh.
It's a yes no
Felicia.
question.
Um,
I like those.
yeah, it's like take the word fighting out of your vocabulary in that instance. I get mad every time I hear somebody who's fighting the battle of cancer. Fuck, no, you're not fighting, because as soon as you ask for a fight, the universe is going to give you one. If you
The
want to
phrase
fight,
drug wars is a contradiction.
yeah,
War on drugs is a contradiction. Hello. Yeah.
Yeah. If you want to
Oxymoron.
fight for a relationship, I'm fighting for my man. Well, guess what? You're going to get one hell of a fight because the universe is going to give you what you want.
A struggle, a
A struggle,
conflict,
a conflict.
a
Yes.
sense of lack.
So,
Yeah.
um,
If you have to
you
fight for a relationship, that relationship is not in the flow.
no, and I'm hearing that where you're both at right now is you both have growth to do. And you're not growing at the same pace. Um, you can, and it's something where if you're both not willing to give 100%, then you don't need to keep it. And why are you hanging on? If you're hanging on in the hopes that it will get better, was it ever that good to begin with? And I'm hearing you've had struggles and lots of ups and downs, and every time that things have come back together, it's been out of there's been a little spark, and it's like, well, we'll do better next time, but yet you're not.
Kalisha
And
comments a little bit. She answered us a little bit. She said, "Will my husband and I work things out? Or should I fix the incomplete paperwork for divorce? Will my husband and I work everything out?" She's being more specific.
okay, so
She has a divorce papers that aren't going forward, apparently. Yeah.
why you're having almost as much of a struggle with going through with this divorce as you are with your relationship. Divorce is hard, and people second guess themselves all the time through it. Um, I keep getting this. It's just like
Let it
two
go.
rocks. Yeah, it's time to
Let
let
it go.
go.
Let it go.
Um, there's too many adjustments and too much unevenness that's there, and it's y'all aren't growing anymore together.
You're not in harmony with each other. Yeah.
I mean, I hate to tell somebody, I mean, you're the one who knows your heart, but if you've been in enough struggle that you've already said this isn't
You're already
worth.
down to the divorce papers. Yeah. That's the universe showing you another path.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you'll both benefit in the long run.
Mm-hmm. Big time. It's a tough decision, but it's a necessary one. Eventually, you'll benefit. Heather's next. I need some guidance information. What do I need to hear right now? I'm hearing, Heather, you need to be more specific. If you need some guidance and information about what, you know better, Heather. Be specific. What area of life are you asking about? You don't have to name names. You don't have to name situations or timelines, but just what area: finance, family, job, romance, your dog, your health, your future, what, your car, what, your horse. I don't know. Let us know. Happy to answer you, but they're saying be specific. Going down the list, Iris, who's next?
But I'm looking. Heather again.
V says, I'm late. Got anything for me? Vika. And then she wrote Merry Christmas.
And then she wrote, I guess I need to be more specific too. Spirit guides.
Yeah. Yeah, V knows better too. Heather says, I'm in need of guidance. Do you hear anything from my guides? Well, yeah, they said be specific. There's a couple of minutes lapse between when you type and when we read it, guys. There's a little bit of a time delay. Kalisha said, thank you. So V says, got anything for me? spirit guides. I guess do her spirit guides got anything for her? And Vika wrote shit. She's a supporter of the sacred swear. We like that. We did a whole episode on sacred swearing. Guys, throw up questions. We're waiting for you. Heather, be specific.
Yeah, I'm still. I mean, Heather, it'd be nice to have focus, but sometimes I can still get stuff because it's
sometimes we can. But Heather, you're a complex person. Do you get something specific or even general for Heather? Because we've tuned into her before. She's not a total stranger.
Yeah, not that I can keep straight whose stories were what, but
V, if you got something specific,
she's trying to force stuff too sometimes.
Okay, so that's a theme. Guys, stay in the flow. Let's talk about that in general. Yeah, since you got a bead on that and it has showed up in past readings.
Oh,
I think we did that near the beginning. That might be back in 21.
Yeah. If you go to the website, iriscarter.com, and go to the episode list, the directory, it's near the top of the list. It's not very far down, and you can do it tells you there's instructions on how to do a search on that page, and look for swearing.
Absolutely, or sacred, either word. Do a search with either one of those words. Specifically, my family relationships with my son, also with my siblings, and that is Donna. So Donna's following up on some advice that you gave her earlier. I'm scrolling back. What are my spirit guides trying to tell me regarding my personal relationships with others? So yeah, she was talking about relationships with her son and her siblings. Yeah, the advice that Iris was saying still sticks. Still maintains. You got to be in the flow and don't force. You got to put yourself out there and give it a try. And how they react or don't react is all on them. It's about them. It's not about you. You're cracking, in the very least, you're cracking the door, you're cracking the window so that in the future they have space and permission to reply when they can, when they feel ready. So be in the flow, guys. It's real important to stay in the flow with your intuition. B says, so Iris, this one's for you, I feel. So well, I'm talking to a, yeah. Mm-hmm. So I'm talking to a guy that shares my daughter's father, who has the same name as my daughter's dead father. He has the last name of his grandmother. He has so many strange things in common. He has so many strange things in common with him that it's scary. Yeah, that's convoluted. It's hard to tell who's related to who in that sentence. Talking to a guy that shares my daughter's father, her baby daddy, who had the same name as her father's daughter. Okay, dead father. So your daughter has a dad and a bio dad and a dad by choice, and her biological dad is dead.
Okay, his name.
And they all have the same name. And that guy took the name of one of those guys took the last name of his grandmother rather than his parents.
I'm confused.
I am too. V, yeah, okay. So V, what we need to know what the question is. Yeah, we need to know what the question is. You're
talking to a guy. Oh Jesus. Yeah. So you're talking to a guy who happens to have the same
family name
as your baby daddy, who's dead. And he also has the same name of your baby daddy's grandmother. I don't. Apparently, is it weird because this name has come back in your life again. Is that?
That's what I'm seeing. It's just this name keeps cut. Yeah, I think that's I'm guessing that that's probably her point. This name with this keeps coming back, and it's been in her life before, and it's partly centered around her daughter. Guy I'm talking
That's
to
my
has my
daughter's
daughter's
dead
dead
father.
father's name.
Yeah. Well, that's okay.
I'm here. Yeah, I'm hearing that that's a soul tribe thing, an energetic brotherhood thing. It doesn't mean that you're necessarily soulmates or soulmated or karmically supposed to do anything together. However, it does mark that there is an energetic familiarity between your family and his family, or him and you, and that it's fine to explore that, but it's not like a God wink situation where, or in this case, it's not a particularly a flag to either caution or promote a relationship with this guy. It's just sort of a, hey, that's cool. We've got vibrations, our families, our names are on the same wavelength at one point. Let's get to know each other and just get to know him.
I'm hearing too. It's the spirit guides are saying it's funny. Enjoy the kismet. It's isn't that cool? Oh my God. Enjoy it. Don't you're worrying too much about it. I hope that helps.
Yeah, you're getting distracted, V. You need to pay more attention to the guy and his values and his priorities and his sense of humor and his intelligence and his kindness and his heart. You need to be paying attention to that.
A rose by any other name.
Yeah. The name is cool. Don't be distracted by it.
and it's just a funny. It's not meant to be.
It's amusing.
It's not an omen. It's a.
There. That's the word we're looking for. Making my nose go off on that one. It's not an omen. There are omens in the world. That's not one of them.
Mm-mm.
You're okay. You're okay.
Okay. Well, I think we're
at the end of our time.
Yeah. So, gang, next week, enjoy. If you're celebrating Christmas, have a happy Christmas and
wrapping up Hanukkah. Congratulations.
Yes. Whatever celebration, and the solstice is tomorrow, so enjoy that as well, and
enjoy the deep sleep.
Yeah, and it's a good time to take advantage of the energy. Focus on what your goals are and that sort of thing. And next week, it's going to be Q&A with me, but we'll also talk a little bit about setting your intentions for the next year. So
absolutely. And as a part of the next year, please come hang out in person with Iris and Margot in late March 21 through 24 at an event that's fascinating that we're hosting. March 21, I said that, March 21 through 24 on Emerald Isle. The event is called Heal the Healer. We have guest speakers for a total of 19 different activities, including 3 drum and campfire circles. And if you think we're cool, you should see our friends. Yeah. They're going to be there. There's going to be some really next level stuff, guys, that we can't say on the air. I have to be cryptic about that. Sorry. But
check out the website. Yeah, check out the website and you can sign up there. It makes a great Christmas present for yourself or somebody else and all that good stuff.
It includes all meals and your room with a private bathroom. It includes everything you need. Just bring your suitcase and your drum, your rattle, and come enjoy being in company of like minds and new people that are just like us.
Opportunity to grow.
Yeah. Bring a loved one. It's called Heal the Healer. Well, if you're a friend of ours, if you're an audience member of ours, yeah, you're rowing this boat as a healer just like we are. Yeah. So we love you guys.
Yes. Thank you, Sherry. She says it's always fun to be here and hope the holidays are kind to all. So that's very sweet. And we enjoy y'all. And we'll see you next week.
Namaste.
Thank you for joining the Eyes of Indigo with Iris Carter and Margot Ross Sears. Remember to like, subscribe, and share this podcast. Music is Arcadia by Kevin MacLeod. Find us at facebook.com/Eyes of Indigo, on YouTube under @Iris Carter Enterprises, and on various podcast aggregators. Copyright 2023.